The Matt Midge. This is another simple fly, super small and really easy to tie. 3 simple materials. You can knock a ton of these out and get on the river and catch some fish with them. This is some simple black thread, and starting about a quarter way down the hook shank, winding back towards the actual hook side of the hook and wrapping that tail underneath as you go under. You won't need a ton of it, you can cut it off and keep wrapping down. And because the majority of this fly is built up with this thread as the actual body, you're gonna wanna build a decent thread base winding down, then winding back before you start putting on the other material. I find with this this thread, it's not a flat wax, it's more of just a traditional thread that winding a few passes builds up a decent enough base. I feel like some other threads you have to put a number of passes on it. This is some red Rooster, the bottom part of the Hackle, and you'll take just a piece of it and wrap it around a few times to get it to join with some pinch knots. Once you're happy with it, you'll pull it through and trim it off. And this is forming a little bit of the wing on the back side of this particular fly, and so you want to get it adjusted. Mine tried to spin around a couple of times. I had to readjust it, pull it through, and once you get it set with how you like it, you'll want to pull it back towards the back side of the hook shank so that you have enough room on the front part of this for the hackle. And so I have to pull it forward, pull it back, and then once you're happy with it, you can snip it off and then tie it down with some more of that thread to really attach it well. You could use a number of different colors for this wing. I chose this red. I thought it looked nice. If you like these videos, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let me know what you've enjoyed tying and some things that you would want to see maybe in the future. This is some black Rooster, and I took it and I found when you hold this at an angle, it's able to tie on better instead of holding it just straight. So at an angle, get it attached, and then trim off the part of that piece that you don't need. Couple more passes to make sure it's attached well, and then you can use your fingers or a set of hackle pliers. I'm using a set of hackle pliers to hold this while I wind it around, and I use my rotary vise most times when winding hackle. I find that I'm able to have a little bit more control of where it goes. You can also just use the hackle pliers to go around in a circle. I have pretty big hands, and I find that using the rotary vise helps. 2 or 3 winds to build a decent base of the hackle right in front of that wing. And then once you're happy with it, you have to use all 3 of your hands to wind this few attaching loops to put tension on this before you trim off the pieces that you don't need. Trim off that piece, and then a couple more loops just to tie down the front part of that hackle, and then we can start the whip finish. Make sure it's sitting how you want. Grab your whip finisher and put a few whip finishing loops on the front part of this behind the eye, keeping room for you to be able to get line through that eye when you actually fish with it. And then trim off the final part of that string. and there you have the Matt Midge. Hope you enjoyed this one. Super fun, easy fly to tie, and I'll see you on the next one. Happy tying.